Hi and welcome to my Playhouse. And today we're gonna continue our experiment with the Terramaster F4-424 MAX. And I have it right here, and I just wanted you to see the Christmas decoration in the background. It's December. Yep, again. So done. So last week I did a video where we popped some drives in here. I have put some labels on it so it makes it easier for the video. So we have a couple of 8 terabytes, we have a 4 terabyte, and we have an 18 terabytes. And I put that in just so that we could experiment with this, because this NAS has kind of done the same thing as Synology has in their NASs, where they can put in different sizes of drives and you still get a good benefit out of that. So in this NAS I have some issues because there's really far from 4 terabytes to 18 terabytes. So it's not really using that much of the space. I'm getting quite dependency, and the NAS is only able to use 20 terabytes out of the 38 terabytes that I put in it. The rest of it is, well, some of it is the redundancy and some of it is just waste. So today I want to try and replace that 4 terabyte drive with another 18 terabyte drive. I have a very nice 18 terabyte Western Digital here that we took out of a USB box a long time ago. Well, 18 terabytes is not that long ago, but still. Also, I have a RAM block. It's in a package of 32 gigabytes, but it's only a 16 gigabyte block that is actually in here. So we're gonna pop that in as well. So I wanna pop the RAM in first, then I wanna turn on the box, and everything is synchronized. It took a couple of days for it to actually create the disk array here. It was syncing up stuff, even though there's nothing on here, but it took forever and ever still. So for fun and giggles, we're gonna upgrade with some more RAM. 16 gigabyte. I can see the block. It's right there. 16 gigabyte. Came out of my other Terramaster NAS, the F8 SSD Plus. So let's start there. I'll just take the cables out and we'll just turn this around. We'll remove the screws, which is here and one at the top. And we should be able to take the side out. There. And it should be easy peasy to pop that RAM block in. I am not expecting that to take all day. There we are. And you can see there is already an 8 gigabyte block in here, DDR5. So DIMM, non-ECC. So it's just gonna pop that in. It's gonna take no time at all. But as the other NAS, it took quite a while for it to recognize that it had a new RAM block. So I'm gonna be very careful when I turn this back on to not give up on it too soon. I haven't purchased the 2 NVMe drives yet. Yeah, Christmas is coming. Maybe I'll get lucky there. So there. I'll put the screws back in. Okay, screws are back in. Cables. Put the cable back in. We need our network cable as well. Which we're just gonna pop that in. I believe that one was network port number 1. So we'll try and pop that in there. And we're not gonna pop the drive in yet because I want to go to the computer and see the RAM working. One thing at a time. So we're gonna turn it on. I need to turn it on the wall. Okay, magic finger, now we can do that again. There we are, everything turns back on. And it's gonna boot up, it's gonna beep in just a little bit. maybe it's gonna beep. Might take a while. That RAM block might need to check that out. So let's go to the computer. Okay, here we are. We moved to the computer, and I'm just gonna switch me into the corner. So we here get the Terramaster kitty cat. Spookingly, well, it's kind of spooky that it's looking directly at us. Up here we get the setting or control panel, and if we go down a little bit, we have this overview that clearly tells me there, right here, that I have 23,776 megabytes of memory. Before we put in that 16 gigabyte block, there was 8 gigabytes in there. So 8 and 16 should be about 24 gigabytes. I think it more or less adds up that that number is probably about right. So our RAM upgrade was successful. So we're gonna go up and we're gonna see our storage, which is here. We can make this a little bit bigger. So we have our volume. I haven't put anything on there. We have our storage pool. That was the one we created last time. Get a lot of very nice information on stuff like that here. So pretty cool. Then we have our disks, the different disks that is in the system. Get a nice overview of that as well. We have 4 good drives, and we have, well, everything is nice. I found something really cool last time after I stopped recording videos. If I go on the disks here and I just pick one of the disks, I get these 3 dots out here, more. So if I press that, there's like benchmark. So I get the benchmarks. So this is from drive number 1. Just move this out of the way, and we can see that is that 8 terabyte drive, and that has 2674 IOs and a throughput of 167 megabytes per second, latency of 95 milliseconds. It can only do the read performance, as it says down here. When you add the disk to an array, you can't do the write performance because it would mess everything up. So yeah, that is pretty cool. And we can select the other disks. Disk number 2, which is also one of those 8 terabytes Western Digital, is more or less exactly the same. The numbers are a little bit different, but almost. They're very close. But if we take hard drive number 3 here, we can see that's that 4 terabyte. Okay, we can't go. Yeah, that one, that Hitachi thing here, and that is really old and slow. So we only get 885 IOs, 55 megabytes of throughput, and 289 milliseconds of latency. That's really poor. And if we go to the last one, which is that 18 terabyte over here, you can see that is really good. We get 4,000 IOs, 254 megabytes per second, and a latency of only 62 milliseconds. So yeah, I thought that was a very cool thing that you can benchmark your drives inside of the NAS and see well, which one is performing the best, the worst, and so on. So yeah, I thought that was cool. So I haven't really tried this before, but just in a little bit, we're gonna go and we're gonna pull that drive out. We're gonna emulate that failed, this one, and hopefully it will help us fix that. I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna put that 18 terabyte in. We're gonna see what the system does. So yeah, let's switch to the other camera and do that. Okay, here goes nothing. So it's this 4-1. Doesn't have to do anything if we press it, but yeah, we're gonna pull it out. That was what this video is about. We just had a drive failure. It totally crashed. So we're gonna get ready to put in the other one. Yep, it noticed that the drive is gone. So we put this one in instead. Line up the holes. Come on. Yeah, it's very disappointed with me right now. How could you do this? We were such good friends. And now you do this to me. What has the world become? Come on, you're gonna get a fresh new 18 terabytes in just a second. And this one. So we're gonna pop that in. There. And we are upgrading the label as well, so we're gonna put that there. 18 terabytes. Let's go see what the computer says. Okay, here we are at the computer, and you might be able to hear in the background that it's complaining. So, okay, array blah 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 has degraded, drive tray failed, and we can do that. So where do we fix it? It sees an 18 terabyte there. That new one. Cool. Can we do anything? Settings. What is that? Bad block scan. Remove. More. White disk. Let's wipe it. Drive number 3. Confirm. It oh, password. Okay. Erasing. It had all the partitions of the Synology NAS that it came from. So this one. Oh, I muted the buzzer. Oh, so that was what that was. Okay. But how do I fix my drive here? Just because it's not beeping doesn't mean that it's working. I would have guessed up here. Yeah, it's angry. Create. It has that one. Oh, and we have that drive. And we have that one. No, that will just make one. That's not fixing anything. That's just making us a new array. Okay, I'll look for it and see if I can figure this out and bring you along when I do. Okay, I only just stopped the recording and then figured out how to do it. So you press here and then you use this one, which is edit there, and we can here repair our array after replacing the faulty drive. We can also add a drive to our array. We can online rate level migration, make it into something else. Online rate capacity expansion. We might need that afterwards when we have fixed our drive here. We get some more disk space, and you might be able to take advantage of that. So we're gonna take the top one here and go next on that. It will insert new disk, blah blah blah. Next, when disk is ready, it has found that we have a disk tree. I will select that and we'll go next, and it will tell me that I'm about to destroy everything. I'm gonna continue that, and we'll get a summary ish. And next. And my best estimate is that it will now do that for us. It will probably take forever and ever. Well, it might actually not take forever and ever because we just replaced a very slow drive with a very much quicker drive. So probably forever and ever it has been shortened by quite an amount of time. But it has become a lot bigger as well. Okay, something is happening. There, this rate blah 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 it's synchronizing. It should take 1271 minutes. That's a bit. 60 minutes in an hour. Yeah, maybe I should have selected that fast repair thing. I don't know if we can do that. Okay, it's configuring. Can we go in here? Pick the enable fast rate repair. There, confirm. Let's see if it will. Something about that it doesn't have to repair all the free space, and there's nothing but free space here. So if it could fix that without having to do all the free space, that would be a big benefit. Yeah. Operation successful. Apparently that was the quick one. Okay, I'm gonna let this run for a little bit. If it really takes 1200 minutes, you're not gonna get the end result of it because, yeah, that's days and days and days, isn't it? Days and days. It's 20 hours, but it's still a very long time. So I'm gonna let this run for a little bit and see what happens if it becomes quicker. Okay, it is clearly hours later. Times down here. Oh, can you see that? Maybe you can. Yeah, this takes some time. This went up from, well, it went up to 50% and then it went up to 66% rather quickly. And then the last 6% that it has done has taken like hours and hours. So it's going to be a while. So I don't want to wait until it's done. But we can kind of see how it's going. So we're gonna get ourselves like 27 terabytes. That's probably a bit more than 27. It's probably more like 28 terabytes of data. Would that make sense? Might even be 30 terabytes. Right now we have, it says 15. I think it's a bit more. These numbers are weird. So like we have 8 and 8, that's 16. And then 18 and 18, I believe that is 42 in total. So yeah, we're gonna get a bigger amount, and this is what we have right now. And this is what I'm gonna be able to expand the array with when we are done. I am estimating. So that's at least 12 terabyte extra that we're gonna get. So this might seem like a simple little thing, but just the fact that this NAS can do this can do this pull thing where it uses different sizes of disks and you can replace one disk at a time and upgrade is really beneficial. Because if you're running if this was running like ZFS, you could upgrade it. You would have to replace all the drives at once. Or I believe it's now possible to add an extra drive if you have an extra space for it, which in this case does not. So it wouldn't really be possible. I do believe it's possible to add a drive in the back, and you can maybe put that into the array as well, but this way you can just upgrade one drive at a time. So next time I was gonna be running out of space when I've used my 32 terabytes or how much ever. I can take out one of these 8 terabyte drives and I can put in another 18 terabyte drive, and I will probably get approximately 10 terabyte extra. And I would only have to replace one drive each time. And every time I would get more space. Where the RAID pools in many other NASs, you will have to replace all of the drives at once before you get any benefit out of it whatsoever. So that's why I really think this is important for this Terramaster NAS, that it can now do this, because it's such a big benefit. And that is why I wanted to do this video. I don't care about the extra 16 gigabytes of RAM in there. I wasn't using the 8 that was in there already, but being able to replace one drive at a time and get more space every time, that's a big benefit in my book. I must admit, I think these Terramaster NASs are getting there. They are breathing down the neck of Synology. The hardware is so much better than Synology's performance-wise. You only know if the hardware is good after like 5-10 years. If it broke, it wasn't that great. If it lasted, well, it was great. But you don't know that when you just get the equipment. You know that in 5-10 years. The software is lacking a little bit. They don't have nearly the amount of apps for the Terramaster, but it seems like that a lot of the features in the operating system is definitely getting there. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.